Everyone, I'm Ashley Bullington, and this is the fifth quarter. It's a big weekend of Texas high school basketball as girls state champs will be crowned. And after tomorrow, we'll know who will be headed down to San Antonio for the boys tournament in the Alamo Dome. And we have Inside High School Sports Insider Matt Harris to talk about all the Friday night action. So Matt, big games tonight. We've got girls in San Antonio. We've got guys, regional tournaments. Let's start on the girls' side, though, as Cy Creek is now 41-0 for the season.
Yes, they are, and they had to survive a little bit of an upset bid from McKinney. McKinney kept the game close all night, but Cy Creek survives with a 54-51 win. Cy Creek was without star point guard Rory Harmon, but they were able to survive and advance to tomorrow's state championship game with a potential perfect 42-0 season on the line.
It's crazy. I can't believe any team might, in basketball at least, might have an absolute perfect season to win state. But we'll move to the guys' side now. 5A, 6A, 4A. What kind of happened around the greater Houston area for the boys' regionals?
So Dickinson beats Morton Ranch, which was somewhat expected. Dickinson's been phenomenal all season, and so is Morton Ranch, really. But Dickinson's been number 2 in the state for, pretty much the entire season, and they survive Morton Ranch 83-69. That game was a little close late with a minute left. It was 75-69, but Dickinson was able to pull away in that final minute for a 14-point win there. And then a big upset on the other side of the Region 3 bracket. Number 7, Summer Creek gets upset by Bellaire. Bellaire was up 2 with 1.3 seconds left. Summer Creek had a side out inbounds on their own half of the court. They got a good look at a 3 that just barely rimmed out, and Bellaire will advance with a 61-59 win there. They'll take on Dickinson tomorrow afternoon for the right to go to state.
So then what's going on in 5A? We've got a bunch of teams from around the greater Houston area competing this weekend.
So 5A, we had an interesting scenario, although I did real quick. I missed Westfield in Region 2. They fell tonight to Ellison, so their season is over. Houston will not have a representative from the Region 2 side of the bracket in 6A. So the last two Houston teams standing in 6A in the Elite 8 round will be Dickinson and Bellaire. But down in 5A, number 3 Shadow Creek and number 2 Hightower both won handily tonight. Hightower against Lake Creek and Shadow Creek with an impressive win over number 19 Manor. And they'll play tomorrow afternoon in what will be a highly anticipated rubber match as the two district rivals. Shadow Creek won at home. They beat Hightower at home. And then Hightower later in the season beat Shadow Creek at home. And now we'll get a neutral site. So this is a game that we've been really looking forward to, since Hightower beat Shadow Creek several weeks ago in the regular season. But we will get that rubber match for the right to go to state. It really can't get much better than that with a showdown between the number 2 and number 3 teams in the state.
Definitely excited to see that one. And then 4A, we had Yates and Stafford, but Yates didn't score 100 points tonight.
Yates didn't score 100, but they are moving on. They were held to 75, which breaks their 100-point streak, their, infamous 100-point streak against China Spring, who really slowed the game down a lot. I think it was a game that China Spring realized it wasn't going to win. Yates was up 42-15 at the half. China Springs slowed the game down a lot, and Yates comes out of there with a 75-46 win ultimately, which is in the end all that matters. The 100-point streak is dead, but they set a national record. Can't really be upset with that, and they'll move on to round 5 to play. They'll play Life Waxahachie tomorrow.
Matt, thank you so much. It's going to be some amazing basketball on the hardwood tomorrow. And we have Inside High School Sports producer Robert Sheik to talk to you more about those games.
Don't forget to catch our extended coverage of the high school football season each week on The Warm-Up, presented by your local Houston area Geico agents. We will get you ready for all the action this Thursday on all our social media outlets. Watch Inside High School Sports to catch this week's Chevy Spotlight, brought to you by your Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer to test drive their award-winning products.
Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports airs on Saturday at 11 p.m. on KHU 11. And we have Robert Sheik to talk about the hardwood action you'll be seeing in the finals on Saturday. Robert, you're down in San Antonio right now, and you got to see the Side Creek girls go 41-0. They play tomorrow in the state final. I mean, what an amazing season they've had.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable season. A really fun group of girls. You can tell head coach Jennifer Alexander just really appreciates and really loves her team. Not just on the court, but off the court. It's a fun team. Their attitude is pretty infectious, I would say. They got off to a tough start tonight, did the Lady Cougars. Find themselves down 11-2 midway through the first quarter, and that's not a spot they've been in, a whole heck of a lot this season. This team has not trailed in a lot of games, and certainly not recently. And playing tonight without star junior guard Rory Harmon, this team features a really strong junior duo. The whole team's really good, but you have two star junior guards in Rory Harmon and Kendall Hunter. And Harmon out tonight and perhaps out, again tomorrow, but Kendall Hunter really stepped up tonight for Side Creek. She scores 31 points, and she played the entire fourth quarter with 4 fouls. She was in foul trouble for a good chunk of the night, and managed to keep her composure, not foul out, and just every time Side Creek needed a basket, she was there, to deliver one. And now Side Creek will play Duncanville, pretty much the 2 best teams in the state. I think most people have thought for most of the season, and they're going to play for a state championship tomorrow night. Should be a lot of fun. It's
going to be a great game. I can't wait to see that one. But, tomorrow is regional finals for boys as well. There's some big time matchups. We covered what happened tonight with Matt, but what do we expect to see on Chevy's Inside High School Sports tomorrow in these matchups? And what are you expecting from around the greater Houston area in these regional finals?
Yeah, well, let's start in 6A, the 6A Region 3 final, Dickinson and Bellaire tomorrow afternoon. And, Bellaire's had a heck of a season and, is on quite a run to get here with some big wins, including tonight over Summer Creek. But, boy, Bellaire's going to run into a buzzsaw tomorrow because Dickinson has just been on an absolute mission. This team hasn't lost a game since mid-December, I want to say. Ranked second in the state and been up there for pretty much the entire calendar year of 2020. The Dickinson, I believe it was the Allen Invitational over the Christmas holidays that Dickinson ended up winning that up in the Metroplex, and has continued to win ever since, and swept through district play in a pretty tough district. That's 24-6A is no cupcake city. And, Dickinson just rolled right through that district and has rolled through the playoffs, having a very tough road. This road for Dickinson has not been, what you would consider the quote unquote top seed. If there were seeds, Dickinson would probably have been that in Region 3. But, it is the bracket, the way the bracket is played out has not been, one that a top quote unquote seed would deserve. It's been a very tough road for Dickinson, but the Gators keep winning, and we'll get a chance tomorrow night against Bellaire. And then obviously in 5A Region 3, this is the game we've kind of been talking about all season long.
Wait for this one.
Yeah, Hightower and Shadow Creek. They've already played 2 good games in the regular season. Of course, each team won 1 at home. Now it'll be at a neutral site up in Aldine at the Campbell Center, and it should be a ton of fun. I have no clue which one of those teams is going to win, because I have a hard time thinking either of those teams is capable of losing. So,
It's one of
but we know,
those you don't want to predict anything on it. Definitely.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, well, it remains to be seen. We'll find out tomorrow, but that should be a classic. Of course, Yates is in the 4A Region 3 final, and I think we would all expect Yates to handle that rather easily. Waxahachie Life, I mean, Yates has just been handling every game easily, so there's no reason to think tomorrow will be any different. And then finally, in 4A Region 4, let's not forget Stafford. Stafford beats Pleasanton tonight, and we'll play Bernie tomorrow. And this has been a team that's kind of been on a mission, and the Spartans have a chance to get to state and join Yates in the Class 4A state Final Four. So that would be very exciting to see that program kind of take the next step and get to state as well. So a lot on tap tomorrow. It should be a ton of fun. And then our Chevy Spotlight this week is on the Wharton boys soccer program, one of the better Class 4A programs around the Houston area. This program's been producing at a high level for a while now, and the Tigers are closing in on district championship. So a good little story there. And there's a lot definitely worth tuning in. Adam Coleman will join us to recap the TAP state championships from last weekend, and we'll have a little bit of a recap with the Village girls and the Woodlands Christian boys, who both brought home state titles last weekend from Waco.
Thank you, Robert. It's going to be a jam-packed show with state champions as well as boys raising trophy, or as well as the boys raising 3-2. Thank you so much, Robert. It's going to be a jam-packed show as we crown state champions. And we know the finals of who will be going down to San Antonio in the boys' side to play for that title as well. It's going to be such a great show on Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports that airs at 11 p.m. on Career 11. Until then, I'm Ashley Bullington, and thank you for watching The Fifth Quarter.